Good afternoon and welcome to the online event. My name is Chris. I'm recording live from Paphos in Cyprus. Thank you very much to take time out of your most likely very busy schedule. And I hope the new year did start very well for you. We, of course, the first few minutes wait a little bit for people to still join. So even if you still need a bit of water or a coffee cup, you still can grab one. That's no problem at all. You will not miss anything very relevant in the first 2 or 3 minutes. And if you can hear me well or see me well, just let me know in the chat with a 1, please. That would be nice. Thank you. And for the rest, I'm excited to share all information about property, but also a little bit in general about Cyprus real estate, relocation, taxes, etc. So I'm very flexible on that. And let's see where the next hour will take us. And yeah. And as well, obviously, thank you for registering. The way this event will run, most likely we will now wait or speak a little bit, 5 minutes. Then I will turn on the video. So we did do the live tour of the property and it's fully recorded and fully displayed to you. That video will take approximately 25 minutes. We did it on purpose very slowly, so you have time to digest each new information being delivered to you, and also to really feel from the video, like, okay, is this space really nice? Do I like it? Do I feel like I see potential in a place for my new home here in Cyprus? And of course, any questions you have or which come to your mind while seeing the video, you can easily put into the chat. We'll make a note of those questions while the video is running. And then once the video is finished, we will obviously can go into the Q&A session and I will help you to understand more based on your questions. If there are a few follow-up questions on that, or the questions are requiring a lot of more precise information, which is very personal to your specific case, then I'm happy to arrange a free book consultation with you, where we can go deeper into your own situation and help you even further out with that. And yeah, for that, you can obviously register, and then we can discuss that much more in detail on the following days. The questions you may have, it's fine if they are not related to this specific property. If you have some questions related to relocation in general, or permanent residency, or in general about the process on how to buy real estate or how to sell real estate here, or in general questions about Cyprus, we obviously can cover those as well very lightly. Again, I prefer not to go too much into depth on them today, because it is very much the heavy focus should be on this specific property. But however, if you have questions, I'm obviously not going to ignore them. So we try to take everything into account and help you as much as we can today. And if you require more information, we obviously will find ways to deliver that to you. And then we can slowly start to talk very briefly a little bit about the property. So obviously it's in the Paphos area. It is on the western part of Paphos. So you do have Paphos city. For those who do not know Paphos very well or have not been here, it could be the case. So Paphos city, obviously, you technically need 10 to 15 minutes to get from A to B, or from one end to the other of the city. And then once you leave Paphos city to the western part of the area, then you need another 10 to 12 minutes to reach the coastal line, from where you then drive slowly uphill to reach the property. So technically it is very remote. It looks very remote, but it's not. And I will explain a bit more the area in the video itself. A very important information, obviously one of the key questions from a lot of clients we have is, so what about taxes, or what about the VAT? Since this property is a resale property, it's very famous known that in Cyprus you do not pay VAT on the resale property, so there's no additional tax on that, which is very good. And obviously, if you have small other associated costs with this property, we can go as well in depth to them a bit later in the event, or through a private consultation as well. And then I do hope you have all your cup of water now filled up, your cup of tea, if you're turning in from England, or you have already your popcorn ready. But we are soon to enjoy the recording of the video. You will see me in it, and I hope I will be able to explain a lot about property. And yeah, if you have specific questions to a room, make a note, and we will answer that later. So without further ado, I would love to start the video. And then after the video, you will see me again, and then we can go to the Q&A. Okay? Then hope you do enjoy the video, and see you soon.
Good morning to this very spacious and beautiful house. Let's have a quick tour to show you around. We start with a very spacious plot of over 3,600 square meters, and you will see later on the very panoramic sea views which this property will feature as well. As you can see on your right hand side, you have a lot of maturity garden, so a lot of grown trees already, olive trees, some fruit trees, and very beautiful colorful hedges as well. You can hear in the background that the birds are singing, so it means it's very peaceful, natural environment as well, which is another very key point if you're looking for privacy. And then let's have a look at the driveway. So you actually have electric gates. Security is as well important here. You have a carport for 2 cars, plus obviously a lot of space for other cars as well to park if you have visitors or guests over. Everything is fully tiled. The house is currently 16 years old. So you will see that it has a very good maintenance and a very solid building quality as well. You can see that you have a lot of outdoor space, so you can play around with your own ideas of what you want to do with the garden or with the house itself. So it's not only the house, but you get also a lot of potential opportunities to create something even more special for you in the future. As we walk slowly towards the entrance of the house, I want to mention as well that the house has a very special layout, especially in a positive way, that you have a guest house in the backyard, and you do have 2 wings separating the master bedroom and all the other rooms of the house. The house itself features 6 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms and has over 540 square meters covered area. Again, very spacious, on a very spacious plot. So you will have a lot of room for growth, and as well everyone in the family can have their own ways of spending their daily life. And obviously also a lot of space for offices, so feel free in your mind to be creative while you see the house from the inside on what you can change in it. So come on in. As you can see inside the house, it's very quiet. The tone immediately sets very differently. All the materials you see, 90% of it is not from Cyprus. The tiles, for example, are from Italy. The marble is from Italy. You have a lot of paintings, and even the chimney itself is built from Spain. So it's very special style immediately, and very high ceilings as well. Sometimes you have over 3.5 meters high ceilings. You have a super relaxed dining and sitting area. Here you obviously can rechange that. So in terms of heating, which obviously in Cyprus we do have winters as well. They are shorter than in other parts of Europe, but they exist. So we have the chimney and also very nice underfloor heating in this house. So you do have a lot of heating features, so that should not be a big concern. And obviously you have very nice galleries as well. Then, as I described, the house itself has 2 different areas. So we walk towards the first area where all the normal bedrooms are, let's put it that way. And then as last we will show you the master bedroom, which again has very unique features. So let's start with the first one. As you walk in, you will see 2-3 things maybe immediately. Number 1 is that each bedroom has also an ensuite bathroom. They are very spacious, so this one is an average size bedroom for this house, but comparing it to the Cyprus real estate market, it's a very spacious bedroom, and most bedrooms also have a walk-in wardrobe. Then we come outside again to see also the full extension of the plot. As this area is super flat at the moment and not really heavily used, you can plant either your own garden or make a small tent there to have some retreats up here or other events which you might want to create. And this part more or less gives you the mountain views. And then the bedrooms will feature very nice sea views. So let's skip to the second bedroom. As we walk into the second bedroom, you immediately see that it's very wide. I mean, I'm standing in the middle of the room, and there's still so much space around. It's fully furnished as well, which you can see a lot of nice open windows as well for the full sea view. Later on you will see again the ensuite bathroom and the walk-in wardrobe as well. Again here super high ceilings as well, which is very useful for the long summertime here. So you have a lot of natural cool air. And then while sitting here in the morning to have your coffee, not only is it peaceful and quiet, but also because you are sitting at the 300 meters height, so you will not have the humidity which you will usually face when you're very close to the sea, which is very nice because you have very comfortable nights during summer which cool down a little bit. And at the same time, in the off season, let's put it that way, you still have the very nice views and it's not that much more cold up here compared to the first line properties down on the sea. Here you can also see the distance, or like where it is actually located. Obviously you have a lot of nature around, so you think, oh, this is too remote from me, but actually it's not. The magic is that you actually just drive 5-6 minutes down from the beach road and you're already up here. And the beach road itself covers in between Peja and Kisonerga, so it's very nice because Peja obviously has also a lot of amenities, including international schools, a lot of restaurants and grocery stores, so you technically do not need to be in Paphos every day. That's very important to understand in case you should not know Paphos super well yet. Itself, you see already the pool here, which is, well, from here we can very well see that it's overfloating pool. So always imagining that the house is 16 years old, it was very advanced built for that time, and with a lot of different unique features which are still very high of value even in today's world. Now let's walk to the other side of the house where we see the master bedroom. But before we actually go to the master bedroom, I want to show you the whole walkway, how you wake up in the morning after stretching on the balcony. You can come down here to get your first morning coffee and you feel a bit like in a museum or like in a gallery, because you actually have a very open plan living area where everything is clean and neat. You can walk in here and you're greeted with a lot of daylight already from all the sides of the house, which gives a very nice positive feeling right in the get-go. So just imagining that you then walk here. So the master bedroom has its own wing, so to say. As you can see, it has a private staircase and a lot of other features as well, which we'll see in a minute. Up here on the one side you will have a small office, so in case you want to work here and be quiet, you can. That's a perfect place to do that. And then the first time I personally saw this, I did not feel like in a house, but actually like in a big hotel suite. Why? Because it has its own private balcony, it has its own pre-room. So this is obviously a very fashioned, old traditional way of living. You have here a nice sitting area where you can sit as well, even and lounge, even at night with beautiful sunsets, even before you go into your bedroom. In the bedroom itself, again, you have greeted with the similar features, very high ceilings, very spacious, and obviously fantastic sea views from your bed, and also very spacious ensuite bathroom with a walk-in wardrobe, which is very important to have a lot of space and convenience for your daily life. And now let's walk in and take a minute to breathe in the views and the peacefulness. So in a nutshell, it's just this perception to wake up here, to visualize that you can live here. With over 300 sunny days in a year, we're end of November and it's still very warm up here now. And which you can see, it's very nice to really come down from the hectic business life which we may have in other places in the world, or even here in Cyprus sometimes. And obviously with now working from home, it's very easy as well because you have the space and you have the high-speed internet up here. So it's very convenient for you to blend it in. Some neighbors are around, but they're all very peaceful, and they obviously also had kids. So in case you're wondering now, like, oh, is it not too remote if I have kids? No, it's actually not, because again, you need 5-6 minutes to the beach road where you have a lot of restaurants, bars and playgrounds, and also where obviously other families are living here in this area. And again, the house itself has so much potential for your own design needs, what you might change, or with little investments, you can make it really your own home, although it is already feeling like a real home. So for now, let's go to the kitchen area, and then we will start slowly going outside the house on the backyard and then show the garden again. Another nice feature is that in this house you can take many twists and turns the way you want. So obviously that's very nice. It's not always very straightforward, and it does also not feel like a shoebox, which can be a bit of a misleading concept if you go, for example, for an off-plan or under construction new built house. You have a very high copy-paste frequency. In this house there's no copy-paste at all. There's so many unique features and different twists and turns that you will feel, okay, this is really an individual home just for myself and my family. And I couldn't resist to show you the pool first before the kitchen, so we'll actually modify the tour a little bit and show you first the pool area, which obviously the weather is still inviting to dive into, but we're not going to do it today. But you do have very nice sound lounges here, a super nice barbecue area as well, where you can have a lot of sunset views and dining sets. Again, super peaceful. Here you can also easily add another sitting area or lounge area. Obviously, if you invest a little bit for your own tailored needs, there's so much more you can do with this pool area. The pool itself obviously has its very traditional shape. I don't think it needs any changes on that, but the sitting area around, you definitely can create a new style and a new ambience for yourself. So just to showcase as well how spacious the plot is, we're actually walking a lot around just to show you that it has its very nice dimension. What is also very nice on this plot is that it is very flat. Usually if you live a little bit high in the mountains, you have a very high slope in the plot. Means that you cannot really use 100% of the plot, which is a shame because you waste a lot of land. In this one you still have so much more potential to do something because the plot is very flat almost throughout, which is very nice to see as well. So here around, for example, you can create a lot of tents, you can create even nice sitting areas, especially if you want to combine this house with some business opportunities like making retreats up here. It is definitely peaceful enough and quiet enough to do so. And we had some people looking at the properties already, and they obviously came up with those ideas. And that's what we also had in mind when we started seeing the house the first time for ourselves. Then we can walk down here as well. It's a very small, almost piazza, so if you change the plants and flowers here around, you can create a very nice area here as well. You also have the pool pumps, etc., so that's all very nicely stored and properly done. Then this specific guest house has been added a few years later, so it's not as, it came as an addition. So in that regard, the current building density is also fully maximized, so no building area you cannot add anymore. But in itself, this guest house, you can obviously change as well a bit the layout inside and what it is used for. So let's have a quick look inside. So at the moment it's currently used as a gym area and as a music area, but obviously if you're not into music, that's totally fine. You can easily create something else. You can create a much bigger gym here, or it's also a super nice company office in case you have a bigger company where you can set up some stuff, or podcasts I can easily imagine could be also recorded here. It does have, all the rooms obviously have also AC conditioned cooling and also heating again. And on the top you also have sanitary areas here, so you do not have to go to the back house back to wash your hands, but you can do all here in the same room. Or you simply use this area as well for some guests or tourists who want to come here, and you create a super large bedroom area with a nice lounge. So lots of opportunities. I'm sure I missed some for those who are very creative minded, but I just want to give you some ideas on what you can do while you see this video. What is also very nice, and most know it from the country houses across Europe, for example, that usually in the house you can walk 360 around. With this house you can do so too. In the usually modern houses, sometimes it's a bit of a shame that the plot is a bit smaller and it's not possible anymore. But here it really shows like very saturated, matured property, which very well built in character, and it's very nice. And like even here you have one staircase where we come down, you have here another one to go up, but you can also go inside to the house, which will show the last bedrooms and different wing of the house again. So while we walk in here, you can see that he has another kitchen with a lot of fridges or different style, and again it's the same quality of kitchen as we will see later in the main kitchen. So it's very important to understand that there's no need for any repair or for any major change. Obviously, if you want to, you can do so. I mean, some items, they are not brand new, we understand that. But at the same time, this area is also very nice because it can work as a second idea to, how to say, where you have the kids living in their own section of the house. Or if you have a maid, you can also have the maid down here, which is very spacious bedrooms and kitchen area. So again, what the nice thing about this house, and then another point why it sets itself so apart from a lot of others, is that you have so many different areas on how you can twist and turn it around to tailor your own needs for now and even for 5 years down in the future. So we're coming to the 2 bedrooms. They are a bit more straightforward on what you can do with it. They are not, obviously, we're on the lower level now, so these 2 bedrooms do not have the fantastic sea views, but again, it wonderfully works for tourists or guests staying over for short periods. And then the 2nd bedroom has a very similar layout. And that's basically what I mean. Now we're here in the section where you can easily cut off this section of the house with another door here, and you have full privacy for this whole wing of the house. You even can enter it from the outside or from the main entrance gate. You just walk on the sides of the house and then immediately you come here, open the doors with your own keys. So there's a lot of room to play with. Now we will show you as well another smaller kitchen. That area personally you might completely change, again up to your own needs on what you need, but the space is there to create something. This could be also, for example, a fantastic gym room or a recording room if you do podcasts or if you have some sort of shows. That's very much possible here because you have the perfect condition in the room itself, that it's not too hot in this room. It's also the coldest place in the house, in all fairness. So it's very nice to also balance that out during the day and during the seasons of the year. Yeah, and then we can go. In the first look, it might look a bit like a labyrinth, but don't worry, it's not. After you walk once or twice through, you immediately know where you are, but we have here another staircase and you will see where we'll come out. So to our big surprise, we will come out again in the main entrance. So that's how different the house looks, but also how interconnected it is at the same time. So now we have one last area of the house left with the main kitchen. It's a very important area of the house, of course. So we will show it to you as last, and then we will show another area of the outside plot where we talk a little bit about other features which you can implement for your own future. And then we come in into the last room of this beautiful, very spacious house. We will see here again a nice sitting area, lounge area, with a small bar area where you can have again your morning coffee on the few rainy days we have here in Cyprus, for example, and you do not want to be in the outdoor sun. Or you can also obviously have, like, the first time what I recognized here is like you have very high countertops, which again just like gives a feeling of maturity and high quality equipment, which is very important. And the design is obviously throughout the kitchen, so you even have here a very beautiful kitchen island with some nice wine fridges. And again, very spacious to move around, so you can even host a lot of friends and invite them for dinner here and cook easily for up to 12 to 15 people and still have a lot of space and not a chaos or a messy situation around. So, and then what is very nice as well, you do have a lot of views on the kitchen. So apart from the 2 bedrooms which we showed, the house has everywhere natural panoramic views. Either it's down on the valley or on the sea even, or just on the super beautiful mountain area in the backyard. And then we're almost done with the whole house tour inside. Before we complete the tour with the plot area, I want to show you the area where you can drop off your baggages or groceries when you come in. So just imagine you come here inside from your shopping tours, and then you can drop here everything, have the first fridge, the first areas to wash your hands and to store the bulky items before you then sort everything out in your own house. So again, very traditional, and the space of the house allows it to have those little extra rooms, which is super hard to find now in the newly built modern projects around the area. So we'll come back to the singing birds and to the very beautiful entrance, which already provides the feeling, okay, I'm home, I have arrived. It's very nice to have these areas and to really see like, okay, this house is really something truly special and unique in that regard, that it starts already before you even enter the house. It feels already very nice and accommodating as well. What is also very important to understand is that obviously, okay, what are my running costs of the property? What are the maintenance costs? So for example, because the garden is very mature, it has also very low maintenance. So you also see a lot of gravels everywhere around. Again, because it's very hot and dry here in summer in Cyprus, you cannot really have real grass. So that's why most owners, they put gravel stones, and they're obviously very low maintenance, very easy to maintain. And you have a full irrigation system around the plot as well, which is very important. So you do not have a lot of work. For the pool and maintenance and garden area, we always say around 250 to 300 euros per month is roughly the costs. And obviously in summer they come a little bit more often for the pool, and in winter they come a little bit more often for the garden, to cut the trees and the hedges around, because in summer they are not really growing that much. But you can see here again, it's a super flat area, so I see here perfectly another design area for a bit of like a French or Italian Mediterranean style. The flora and fauna allows you to do so, and especially because you have first the mountain valleys, and then you have the city of Paphos behind, and the sea even behind the city of Paphos. So it gives super nice areas. And here's the area where in the morning the sun shines first, and then obviously the sun sets west on the other side of the pool area. So it's very nice to also have at any day of the day, any time of the day, you do have a lot of sunshine throughout the year. And of course, while seeing this video, you might say like, oh Chris, maybe can we also build this, or can we also have that on the property? We're always open to discuss. A lot is possible, a lot has been discussed in the past, so we're pretty well known what is the possibilities and opportunities which we can do here. At the moment, the pool is not heated, but obviously it is during the summer, it has a very comfortable 27 to 30 degree pool water. During the winter, it's a bit colder. If you want to put a heat pump in and cover the pool, obviously that's possible for a low 5-figure amount. Some say 15,000, some say 20, but it's around that figure. So it's not an immense cost adding to it, but if it's very important for you, you can do so. As well, to put either magnesium filtered water or salt water is also possible to add at a special cost, obviously, but the features are there to put it. And for the rest, I'll leave you a few seconds with enjoying this whole property again. To really go back, we on purpose did a little bit of a bigger sequence in the beginning and at the end in the outside area, because I feel like not only is the house in a very, very good quality with a lot of different features and specialties, but I think the real highlight of this whole project is the plot area and also the surroundings of it. So it's very important for you to really feel and breathe in what is the real quality of this property around. It was a true pleasure to show you around, and hope to see you live in person one day in Paphos, or at least on this property. Take good care.
So thank you very much for watching the full video, and I do hope that you were able to enjoy at least the scenic atmosphere outside the plot, and that you were able to understand a little bit how the property looks like from inside, and what kind of potential daily life is possible to live inside. As promised in the beginning of this meeting, obviously a few questions came in, so we will answer them one by one. And if while I'm answering those questions, you come up with new questions, don't hesitate to type them into the chat, and then we have a few minutes time to definitely go over them one by one. So, for example, the first question came in with the mortgage. So yes, obviously in Cyprus we also do have licensed banks, and it's a very famous question and a very famous, obviously, part of the strategy to see like, okay, how am I going to finance this property? Some they love to finance everything with own capital, and others they love to go to a bank and see what's possible. We definitely always say, give it a try. You never know what conditions the bank will come up with. Obviously, there's a little bit of a range in terms of your own financial portfolio, which has to be discussed with the bank solely without us being present for confidentiality purpose. But to give you a rough guideline, usually the bank, they give at least 30% of the credit, depending on the asking price. And we have seen cases where it goes up to 60%. Then they also make obviously a distinction on how stable your income is, either by salary or by shares and dividends from your companies, and also how long you live in Cyprus. And obviously also like the conditions. Do you like to have fixed or variable interest rates? What is the repayment period, etc. We obviously have external partners who can help you much further on that. But yes, for example, this specific property is eligible to request a bank loan for it. So that's definitely possible. Then, yes, so regarding, for example, solar panels, unfortunately, that's one of the little flaws the property has at the moment, because back then when the property was built, technically almost nobody was thinking about solar panels. And currently the owner, they say like, look, it's so warm during most of the time of the year, and because we live a bit higher with altitude, we do not really have the big problem as a frontline sea villa in Paphos. So we never thought about putting solar panels, but again, obviously the space on the roof is there, and so it's easy to add. And we estimate it would be a cost of around 8,000 to 12,000 euros for full transparency, depending on experience from other properties, on what we have seen in the area as well. Then, for example, the good international schools, yes, there is actually two. So as mentioned, you drive 6-7 minutes down to the beach road, and then you have two options. Technically, you drive to the west. Then you have the TLC school, which is another 7-8 minutes drive from the specific point, or you drive to east towards Paphos, and then you come out to the British Aspire school. Both are having roughly the same difference of distance. However, obviously, through TLC school has a little bit of a more elegant reputation, and obviously the traffic is a bit more predictable because it's a bit more nature until you get there. But yes, you have two choices. And then ultimately the third choice, what we see as well happening more and more now, is obviously that the kids are being homeschooled. So that's obviously possible because, again, internet speed is there, and also in various speeds on up and downloads. So we have tested that in the past as well. So far, nobody had a big issue with that. Then regarding as well the heating system, so at the moment it's based on electric. Obviously, again, you can change it if you make renovations on it, including new furniture and new tiles, for example, which is definitely possible because now it's a different time area and some people, they love to have it in a different concept. Then, of course, that allows you as well, for example, to put underfloor heating. It is needed maybe a few weeks per year. However, it just adds much more comfort level. So again, if you do a light renovation, I would not recommend to do it. But if you do like a heavy renovation and you go like on a year or 2 year project, then of course, once you already do the heavy lifting, then why not just add underfloor heating as well with it, and just run the house on a more cost efficiency basis. And again, unfortunately, back then when the house was built, underfloor heating was not really common here in Cyprus, which explains why it's not built in, although it's a bit of a more elevated standard from the whole project. Yes, so the property has full and clean title deed. All the permits have been issued and respected. So that's very rare and very important to know. And of course, we always recommend to have an own independent lawyer. This lawyer can be sitting in Paphos with the office, but can also be in another district. So there's no limitation on that. But we do recommend to take a lawyer to not only check those documents, but obviously also draft the agreements for you. And also very importantly to do the due diligence on your behalf and have maximum protection from the legal point of view. And the price of the property at the moment, the asking price is 1.6 million. As previously mentioned in the video, there is no VAT on that. So we do estimate to give you rough costs on what comes on top of it. Usually a lawyer here in Cyprus does request around 1% of the asking price. Then you obviously have some stamp duties and some transfer fees. So we estimate around 4 to 5% in total of your whole costs, what comes on top of the asking price. And the furnitures are available. Obviously, the personal items, they will go, but furniture package can be discussed with the owner as well, and also depending on, obviously, depending on how you need the furniture. Some you can keep, some you can sell for yourself. That is very flexible with your own style and also your own future idea with the property itself. So. But yes, the owners are very flexible on those little details on the properties itself. Obviously, yeah, as soon as the whole process of buying the property is completed, the owner has no problem at all to be very cooperative with it and also to vacate the property as soon as possible. Usually in Cyprus, what might be very important for those who have not so much experience yet here in Paphos, we always require, let's say, 10,000 to 5% of the asking price as a deposit. That will allow you to check with your lawyer all the paperwork in the background, up to 4 to 6 weeks roughly, and then means the property is reserved. It means me and nobody else has the permission to show the property to other clients or accept any other offer, which is very good for you again. And then obviously, once the day comes to settle and draft the sales agreement, then we always recommend to pay at least 30% of the asking price. At the minimum to an escrow account set up by your lawyers. Again, why? Because it's for your own protection. Means that the contract can already be lodged at the land registry, which allows you to start the process. And again, nobody can tackle inside into the deal while all the administrative officers are working on completion of the transfer. Obviously, there sometimes a bit of flexibility can be shown. We have seen as well that some contracts show 50% of prepayment, but then again, it heavily depends on the process. And then usually the remainder of the asking price will then be paid on the day where the appointment at the land registry is, where you also have the transfer title deed of the title deed. So you will get a new title deed under your name or your company name, and you can walk out and the property is yours. And then obviously on the same day, the money will be released from the escrow account then to the previous owner. So that in a nutshell is how the resale market works. But obviously if you have more in-depth questions on the timelines and on like what to do, what in which week specifically, I'm happy to go over in detail on that. Because at the end of the day, it's a two-way road, so it heavily also depends on how cooperative the current owner is. And in that case, we don't have any complications on the road, which is very good. The best way to contact is there's multiple ways to do that. So either, for example, you can book your free consultation, which you see on the red button on the screen, or I will check later with my team and we'll find the right way to contact you as well proactively, and then set up the communication and see how we can help you the most. No? Yes, it does look at first a bit far from the city and the sea. I agree on that. It's not that it's like a walking distance, so that definitely no. But you do drive 6-7 minutes. I would say 6 minutes downhill, 7 minutes uphill on your normal driving style. And then you reach the beachfront area of the main road connecting Perched with Paphos. On that road, you drive then another minute to get to the Coal Bay area, a beach which is maybe very known from the name. And before you reach that beach, you have a lot of like a strip of restaurants on left, right. And just behind that, you also have a big supermarket where you find all your daily needs. And so that's on the one end. And then obviously you can also drive through Paphos. And again, there you will have a lot of restaurants and other amenities on the way to even get to Paphos city. So I would say in a radius of 15-minute drive, very predictable because there's usually no traffic jam or very little. You reach almost everything you need. So I always say it's wonderful. If you obviously have to be for work every day in Paphos, you will get used to the commute. But if you can work remotely or you work semi-retirement, semi-work, then it's ideal because you obviously will not have to leave the house or the premises on a daily basis. So I do hope I did not forget or ignore any question. If I did, it's not on purpose. So you can repost your question anytime. And if not, just keep them for the private consultation or private phone call. That's totally fine by me. And thank you for your time and all your questions and your interest foremost. Okay, I see no more relevant question for now. So that would be it then for my side. Thank you for tuning in, for taking time in the afternoon. I hope you have a very nice evening, and obviously I'm here to help you with the specific property or any other property in general in Paphos. Yeah, happy to meet you soon in Cyprus if we have not met yet. And hopefully you take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.